Maybe you've had your favorite YouTuber, tech channel, Marquise, whatever, Instagrammer, TikToker, Twitter, internet personality talk about this already. But Apple's newest addition to their lineup ecosystem, Apple's Vision Pro, I want to talk about it. The Apple Vision Pro, not so much about the tech specifics. Yes, there is some nice and really nitty tech built into it. It's amazing how many sensors, cameras, and stuff and whatnot is built into it. But I want to talk more about what I think is its use case, because I feel the use case specifically for the price, which still for the average consumer is kind of steep, is specific. But also I want to talk about potential issues in terms of development this kind of technology is forwarding, that I think it brings along. So when I talk about this product, when I talk about this these type of goggles, AR slash VR goggles, augmented reality slash virtual reality goggles, of course, I'm talking about this technology because of Apple's release of Apple's new product, the Apple Vision Pro. But you can coin this basically to any other product that's similar like this further down the road. And I think there will be products like this coming out. Apple will bring out successors to this, but I'm a firm believer that the competition will also come up with similar products running different OSs, something based on Android, or completely new, Linux or whatever, or Windows, or Meta, or whatever kind of special custom operating system we'll see for these type of devices. So what's the use case? Yes, in this case, Apple has built in some pretty nice tech actually. So it's not just VR slash AR glasses goggles that you put on to immerse yourself better, that you then connect to another second device that does the whole computing. This device that Apple released is new in that regards that it has a pretty decent processor inside the chip, the M2 chip, so it's basically a PC. It's gonna show how well it operates as a desktop PC alternative. So for the first use case, using it at home, I don't see that so much right now because you basically can achieve the same, if not better, for less money. You can get, if you want to stick to Apple, a Mac M2 Mini or Studio and get a pretty decent screen for 1 or 2K, $1 or $2,000 from different brands, Sony, LG, Samsung, whatnot, and you'd probably stay under the price of the Apple Vision Pro of the goggles and have a much nicer, much more all-round usable experience, a classic desktop experience. How Apple's glasses could beat that? Well, if they had an HDMI port and you could use them more in a classic desktop way, if you're kinda tired of having them on your head all the time, take them off, plug them in to a screen and still use them desktop-ish. Yes, but then they're still pretty expensive and you wouldn't want to have something like that just to be laying in front of your screen to use it in a desktop style. What people want to use it for probably is to use it on the go when they're outside. So the second situation, when you're on the street or in traffic, at the bus station, in the bus or the train, you might use it when you're commoding and you have your nice little place and you're just chilling. Okay, cool, you know you're gonna be sitting for 30 to 40 minutes. Yeah, if you feel the need to really immerse yourself in that short time, I feel it's short. Yeah, but do you really need such impressive technology just for that? Another thing, if you're walking on the street, I think it might even be more of a safety hazard. Cases of people running into accidents, traffic accidents, because they are listening to their music or podcasts on their headphones using noise cancellations and thus not really having a good understanding of their surroundings. Cases like these already went up, and if you're already making yourself deaf, you're cutting off your auditorial real world experience. Why do you want to cut yourself visually on top of that? I think that might be really dangerous. Yes, you have the option to let in information, to let through information, to have a pass through mode. You can have the goggles on face and still see what's around you, just how you can have headphones on your ears and still listen what's around you. Nevertheless, the human brain is made to process information and prioritize information, and you're gonna have to make a cut on what's important for you. The moment you put an overlay, you put additional information on, be it auditorial information, audio, or be it visual information, some video, additional information, pictures, YouTube, whatnot, you have you're cutting short on what you can perceive generally of your surroundings. That's just the issue. So maybe not the best to walk around with, and at current it's a little bit big, you might look a little bit silly. In car or when you're driving yourself, super dangerous, not advised. So I think the biggest use case is for people who commute really long distances. A use case that specifically pops into my mind is when you're sitting in an airplane and you're traveling across the Pacific or Atlantic, trips from the US to Europe or to Asia. Cool, then you have something that maybe weighs less than a laptop, than a tablet, than an iPad, and that no one can peek into. No one can peek above your shoulder or from the sides and see what you're doing if you're on the hub, if you're doing some crazy stuff, sensitive data, banking data of a customer, you're working on some project, something top secret, UFOs, whatnot. Yeah, then that is really nice because you have it strapped on your face, you're immersed, and you can or only have to bring a Bluetooth keyboard. You're sitting there in the airplane, typing your stuff, doing your creative things, maybe video editing on the go, on a flight. Cool, that sounds really nice. But for how many people is that the case? How many people do that on a regular basis? Sounds super cool, but I don't. Probably you too. Probably it's not a product that you are really benefiting from, but maybe it's just for what it currently costs. We will see prices for this product and products like this drop. We will see the competition coming out with similar products. What I think is the potential risk for how we humans interact with each other, human to human, but also how we interact with our surrounding, with the nature when we walk through the city, the streets, or even the woods. For the second part of this video, I want to talk about the implications that I feel this type of technology brings along. And again, this is not exclusively Apple's product, the Apple Vision Pro. You can coin this to any other product as well, and this is that you're cutting yourself off from your surrounding even more. And I feel this is an issue looking back at and in the context of the last few years of this whole pandemic situation, where people have gotten very, very used to, have gotten conditioned to covering up their face, obscuring themselves, and distancing themselves from other people, or even just staying at home, social distancing. So this was advised, and due to situations, due to circumstances, or so people believe, whatever, you might stand, you might have your position, you might have your opinion, but it is just an issue that feeling socially connected, feeling bonded to the people around you, the lack of this has gotten more prevalent. And a few months ago, Dyson, if you know Dyson for their vacuums. I love their products. I think they have a great design language. Released a product that is basically a hybrid of earphones and face masks. So they have the regular playing music function of earphones, of headphones, but also noise cancellation. In addition, they feature like a visor spanning or like going around your mouse nose area that works as an air filter. This is targeted towards, as they say, people living in cities, industrial areas where there's air pollution, bad air. So what would happen if you were to crossbreed such a product with Apple's newest product, the Apple Vision Pro? So you would basically obscure your whole face. You would basically have something that shields your eyes and forehead, and then you would have something that shields your ears, mouth, and nose. So the only way to top that would be a helmet that hermetically encapsulates, shields off your whole face. It's like the three monkeys: cover your eyes, cover your ears, cover your mouth. And people getting more and more used to obscuring themselves and interacting with their surroundings through a layer, be that noise cancellation, a technology that makes you only listen to what you want to listen to, your music or a podcast, and then cancels out any unwanted noise. We have masks that filter out any unwanted smells, viruses, germs, and then we have goggles, glasses that give you an augmented reality or outright a virtual reality to look at. So basically you're altering your perception, you're filtering your perception, you're faking your perception. You're having altered, augmented, virtual hearing, smelling, and viewing. So basically through your main senses of how you perceive your surroundings, your world, you're taking in a fake reality, and you're also putting up a shield through which you obscure your face the way other people can recognize you. And yes, Apple tries to circumvent this by having a pass-through technology, by using the cameras facing inwards to record your face and then put them on an outer display, so you can have your face, your eyes on the outer display, making it seem like you're looking at the person when you're not really looking at them. So basically your cameras, outside cameras, record the surrounding. It's augmented reality, so passing through information from the outside, and that is made into a picture on the inside screen. So when someone's talking to you, you see on the screen that someone's talking to you, and then you reacting to that verbally by talking back, but also through looking back, through your mimics, your facial expression. That's recorded through cameras facing inward and then showing that on the outside display to the person you're talking with, giving the illusion you're interacting, giving the illusion it's face to face, but it's actually not. There's basically a filter, a gray wall, and people criticize face filters, picture filters on social media pictures. It's basically a constant filter on your real face. It's like social media entering the real world, and this is kind of dystopian where this is going to. I think this is not a good development. I hope this is gonna fail. I hope. I fear it might turn to be very popular. It is quite the talk, and many people seem to be interested in this technology. At the current point, for the current price point, it's not really affordable for the average Joe, or only at a huge expense. It's still kind of a novelty, but the price will drop and competitors will drop cheaper alternatives onto the market, and we see that different companies seem to have a huge interest into that. Meta has been pushing into this virtual second augmented alternate reality, trying to draw you into that virtual reality social media world more and more. So there's a huge interest. I think there's a market. Games also try to get people into that. Sony has released their VR headset, which is just a virtual reality headset, not its own PC, so not quite on the level of Apple's product. We have the Oculus Rift, so there are some products pushing towards into this VR/AR market, but it sure will become more, and Apple having now gone out and put out such an expensive product that probably has cost them lots of money, lots of marketing, research, and development. They wouldn't have done so without being pretty sure that it's gonna hit a market, that there is a consumer base, that people are wanting this product. And I think that is why they are gonna be successful with this product. Whether they cut even with that alone is to be shown, but I think they will follow up with more advanced products, and this is probably only gonna develop, and this is simply where I think once it becomes a more general thing that you see on the street, occurring more often, that you see people wearing products like this.
In the old days, when people thought of an online junkie, they envisioned someone locked in their room, glued to their computer 24 hours a day. But today, due to radical improvements in mobile devices, network games can be enjoyed outside and have given rise to a whole new breed of online junkies.
That we as humans in the Western world, how we engage with each other in public, will shift into a way more digitalized way. We are going to be more disconnected, more distant to each other. I think it's not going to do a job in connecting us as humans with each other. Technology that's supposed to enrich our experience, our interaction with each other, connect us with other people all around the world. This technology, I feel, might lead into us not connecting, but disconnecting, becoming a disconnected society, a broken society. Basically, it is us building the matrix. It's not like there is some super hyper intelligence that's controlling us and making us do this. It's us ourselves that's building this construct, this social construct. You won't wake up one day with a plug in your neck. It's a slow process, and I fear these goggles might be a huge step towards this dystopian future. Maybe I'm seeing things too bad. I think there's huge potential. It's a super interesting, super enticing technology. I'm not lying. Had I the money like easily at my disposal, I'd get them. I actually thought about getting them, but I'm not such a huge Apple fanboy on the one hand, and on the other hand, I don't see myself having a real use case for this thing. And also the kind of alienation that goes along with it by distancing myself from my surrounding, but also distancing myself from other people. I think this is not a product that I want to let into my life currently. So this was something different, not a tech channel, but I think it's still something that is interesting to me, interesting to the overarching topic of this channel. If you liked it, give a like, leave a like, subscribe, and thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.